Well, actually, it was on the 24th. So last week, April 24th, we were all just having a wonderful, beautiful day, you know? And at 11:24 Eastern Standard Time, we saw a YouTube video drop on Kendrick Lamar's page called Euphoria.
Right.
And at that point, this started. First off, don't do that. So we wanted to start there. I just wanted your thoughts on that before we get to everything else.
The Euphoria part?
Yeah.
That's how you bring it in the segment, bro?
Yeah.
That's terrible. Don't do the echoes. But in talking about the Euphoria record,
Yeah, we got to start Euphoria. We can't just say it's frenzy. We got to come back and then.
we were gonna come back, bro, when it comes to that. But we can start with Euphoria. Euphoria was a record, bro. It was a very good record in my opinion. When it comes to the drop and the double entendres and all that stuff, I agree with that. I think it caught a lot of people off guard in terms of like the time in which it dropped. It was 11:30 is a random time of the day. People were just going about their work day.
True.
And it was like, and I think that when it comes to something like that, it's almost similar to like when you're in war, bro. You do drop something when the least expects. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's chilling. And I just remember the internet going crazy, a group chat going crazy, like, and everybody's like, yo, Kendrick just dropped. And then someone in the chat said, yo, I don't believe it because it's now on DSPs. I hate when people say that. But
Why?
because, bro, if you think about like why does it have to be on DSPs for it to be a real record?
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true. I feel like label's not gonna pay for that.
Yeah. And then I guess if you want to go to the context in which was talked about in there, what are you guys' thoughts on that?
Far as Euphoria, I feel like that's his best one. I mean, the stuff that he was talking about, I felt like he definitely took material from people that already said, but his delivery I fucked with, just how he just said certain things.
Wait, does it make it any less valid that he just repeated what people said in his own way?
Yeah.
It's how you say it, bro.
How does it make it any less valid?
What do you mean any less valid?
In terms of like it like hitting the way it's supposed to hit.
I mean,
because that's been an argument I've seen. Like a lot of people say is like, yo, he's just regurgitating stuff that Push already said, that other people already said, that type of thing.
No, but I'm saying like I like this record is what I'm saying.
No,
like,
I know.
Like this one's, the other ones was
I know,
but this one I'm saying like the way he said it versus the way like Pusha said it. You know what I mean? It hit a little bit better, just for me, is what I'm saying.
You saying that Push's shit hit better than Kendrick's?
No.
Or are you saying
Kendrick?
vice versa?
Yeah, vice versa.
I think they both did the same exact thing that they were supposed to.
So what's your thoughts, Mr. Dot?
I think that for Kendrick did exactly what he was supposed to do. He made a message. It went number one. It did everything that he was supposed to do. He read Drake for what he did. Yeah, I think that the issue that a lot of people have is that he regurgitated information, but I think that the information and how it was packaged goes to Kendrick's point. Like I feel like everybody was trying to say something about Drake that they didn't know how to say. They didn't know how to say it.
They know not to say too much, right?
Why wouldn't they say too much? Because what
did we learn anything new?
True.
Doesn't matter.
What do you mean it doesn't matter?
It doesn't matter if you learned anything new.
That's what a beef is. Oh.
I disagree with that statement.
That's a terrible way to look at it.
No. If you're gonna, like you said, if you're gonna say the same thing, it has to be packaged a different way.
What's packaged a different way?
But that's what I'm saying.
The point is of what Kendrick said in the
I
whole.
didn't learn anything new.
Hold on, let me go.
You didn't learn anything, but he gave you a new perspective on how to look at Drake. You look at Drake now. You did.
A new perspective.
We know Drake's a gambler. We know his dad drunk.
No.
We know.
We're talking about
this stuff.
We're talking about Euphoria
Yeah, he's talking
right
about
now.
the first one.
What we're talking about is after Euphoria, what you learned or what the perspective you looked at about Drake was that Drake not really for the culture the way that we think that he's for the culture.
Says who though? But like I'm saying, says who?
Put it like this: do you think Drake know what whooping feet mean?
I mean, does any East Coast nigga know what whooping feet mean? That's technically a West Coast term, is it not?
It's a black term that means that you just getting your ass whooped.
No,
I've never heard it.
I've never heard it either.
He said to start off with he said the superpowers getting neutralized. I can only watch in silence the famous actor once we knew he was looking paranoid. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
Do you think you don't think Drake's a little paranoid right now about everything that's going on?
Nah.
Paranoid?
I think he's paranoid, bro. In terms of
paranoid is kind of a stretch, bro.
How if everybody, all of your homies that you thought was your homies now shooting at you, bro, I'd be paranoid.
Who's the biggest artist in the industry?
You said what?
Who's the biggest artist?
In the music
Drake.
industry?
Yeah.
Drake's not the biggest artist in the industry.
Nah.
He's not.
Who you think?
Taylor Swift is bigger than him.
Okay.
In America,
Beyonce's bigger than him.
If you say hip hop, Drake.
I say music industry. You say yeah. If you're talking about hip hop, I mean Drake is number one.
He's top 5.
He's number one in hip hop right now. He's probably
talking about the music industry. He's top 5.
No, for sure.
If the labels have an agenda and everything, do you think they're gonna let anything come out about him to ruin their money?
That has nothing really to do with the label.
Yeah, I don't think that's to do with the label.
You gotta think about it. It's still gonna bring more money if anything came out.
Yeah,
it's more attention to them. But go ahead.
I was gonna say, and this is where the issue comes in. I said this like 2 weeks ago about Drake.
Yeah.
We don't look at Drake as a rapper when shit goes bad. We look at Drake as a pop star. But when Drake does hip hop stuff like rap, we sit here and say this is hip hop.
You can do that though.
No, but but this is the problem. And I was saying this a couple weeks ago. We always want to give Drake the benefits that you get in the respect of hip hop, but we never ever hold him to the same regard that he needs to be held to. Because if that's the case,
what regards?
The regards of, for example, when you go back to the Pusha T beef, my thing is that like another man had to call and step into your beef and say that, oh yeah, you're not dropping nothing. Oh yeah, I had a diss, but Jay Prince told me not to drop nothing. Like there's certain things that if anybody had did this during the 50 Ja Rule era, niggas will clown you. Another man had to come and help you with your beef. The Eminem situation, niggas have to come help you with you. Niggas have to come and call you and say you can't beef. So what I'm saying is that now, because of how the internet,
why can you use that argument? You can't use that for Dot when he jumped on the record with Future in them.
Yeah,
what do you mean?
He used like them for his beef, bro. That he liked that.
No. You're misconstruing what I'm saying. What I'm saying is when the Pusha T beef happened, when Pusha dropped the story of Adidon.
Okay, it's Adidon.
What happened was Drake said he had a diss, but he didn't drop it,
right? Because
Jay Prince had told him not to drop it, that it's in the tuck, it's gonna come out.
I get what you mean. I get what you mean with that.
So what I'm saying is
probably some crazy shit.
But what I'm saying is what I'm saying is that it don't make sense that you in beef and a man came up and told you that yo, don't drop it, and he has to be the one to come and tell everybody he has a diss, but I told him not to drop it. That sound crazy in hip hop. It do, but the only
not really, because that's not the first time that's happened, bro.
But the only reason why it didn't happen or nothing happened to him is because of the fact of a lot of Drake's fans are not real hip hop fans, in my opinion.
What do you mean nothing happened to him, bro? Explain what you mean by nothing. Because I said, with that whole, we're going back in time to the Pusha shit, bro. But I said this last episode, I disagree with that, bro. I think that was a chink in his armor, bro, when that happened, because a lot of people were like, yo, you're saying the same thing you're saying, like, yo, you're saying you have this record, X, Y, Z. I don't want to drop it because it would have gone further than rap and all that stuff. And people that were hip hop heads, like you're saying, were saying, yo, that's whack at the end of the day. Yeah, and a lot of people were saying that. You're saying like everybody's giving him a pass. I don't think people gave him a pass. I feel like you talk about recency bias. You're having recency bias right now because in that moment in time, bro, people were literally clowning Drake for that, bro.
And I'm saying
that whole beef they was clowning,
there
bro.
was questioning.
I said that hip hop.
Like
I said this is why I said specifically with hip hop, yeah. But outside of that, there's no way. For example, you had a picture of blackface come out. You come and tell me that it's a story about, oh, you were trying to talk about black, whatever bullshit excuse he came up with. He came up with that, and we let him pass with the blackface picture and not drop enough in the response. Enough.
Let me ask you this: if you wore blackface, would you get the same treatment as a white person that wears blackface?
No, but I think those are two different things.
How?
Because
he's a black man, no?
Yeah, he is.
But then if he's a black man and you a light skinned man, why are you wearing blackface?
I'm just no, that's to my point though. Like you're saying you would not get the same. I'm trying to prove a point in terms of like, yo, if it's a black person like yourself wearing blackface, do you think people would go crazy because you were wearing blackface?
Oh
no, I would never do it.
It's not.
I'm saying no.
Yeah, I'm not even saying you would. I'm just making a scenario, a hypothetical scenario, saying like if you did that, I don't think people would make a big deal. And then especially you're like, yo, I'm trying to prove a point of X, Y, and Z that this is what people are doing, that type of thing, which is an excuse, right?
It'd be different. He had a white face.
Yeah, I'm
just asking the question.
I get what you're saying. What I'm saying about the conversation about it is that like, if you really are in the culture and you really are for the culture, that picture should have never existed in the first place. Like that's the point of what I'm saying.
Let me ask you this.
There's certain things I feel like there's just certain things that we just collectively know as African Americans is nuts.
No, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
I won't disagree with that at all.
If you like, I'm using that as like even Logic, right? Like look at Logic for example. Logic, I don't know, but Logic is not coming out with a blackface picture. He may try really, really hard to tell us that he was half black, his dad was this, that, and the third. But Logic as much as he not wearing no blackface.
You don't know that.
What
you don't know that, bro. You don't know that at all,
He
bro.
was doing a skin port. Like, how do you know it's blackface?
No, it was
bad. No, it was bad.
No, it was everything. It was bad. It wasn't. You can't say it
Did he
wasn't.
paint his lips red?
It was
I
everything.
don't think his lips were red.
Yes, it was.
Regardless, but it was like he even said it was. He said it was
black and had the white.
And
he said
Drake
he
got
said he was trying to
away
prove.
with it.
He said he was trying to prove like a point of like how people portray whatever that type of thing from one of his friends' skits or something like that.
And he got away with it.
He's black. Doesn't matter.
He grew up in a Jewish neighborhood. That man is not black.
Okay,
We grew up in a Jewish neighborhood.
He grew up in a Jewish neighborhood with his Jewish mom, and he also went to a Jewish school.
What does that mean?
And what I'm saying is that you did not grow up with your black father. You just now became
because
no.
he does-
Listen to what I'm
that doesn't
saying.
mean he's not around
No, you
black
see,
people,
listen.
bro.
No,
That's so.
nope.
Oh my
That's
god.
it. Okay, how?
Nope.
So tell me. So if you grow up,
I have to shoot. I see what you're saying, but I know where he's about to go with this, because if we just look at the instance of like, all right, say you're co-parenting with someone, right?
Yeah.
And you have a mixed child or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And the majority of their time of custody, whatever it is with their mom, but they still, like, summers of time, they're living with their pops that's black or whatever. How can you say they didn't grow up in a black household just because the majority of their time they're with their mom because of X, Y, and Z?
But there's a difference, because you're still in connection with you're still connected to your father at this particular point in time. When you look at the conversation that Drake has had and you listen to his story about trying to identify with the struggle with everybody else, a lot of the time he don't mention his dad. What was that song? Look What You've Done. I didn't hear him mention his dad.
What's the record? When's the record? Look What You Done. He did talk about his pop in that. How he said he went to go visit him in jail. They taught him how to shoot and all that stuff. He wasn't supposed to be doing that.
Yeah.
Oh, you in the 6? I meant. Yeah, he was saying he said that in records.
You in the 6?
Like he's been with it.
He's talked about how like he's been trying to bring his parents back together, all that stuff. His experiences with his pops. How this is soul music. This is real music. He learned that from down south when he was in Memphis with his pop. He said that in his records.
But how recent was that? Because my whole
what you mean? This was back when he was a young boy.
Yeah. But what I'm saying,
when he was a child.
But please go listen to that record.
Because the point is of what I'm saying about this whole Drake. The whole point of what I'm saying about this, so we can move the conversation forward.
Sure.
I just think that with the Kendrick conversation and what he was trying to show was, I don't think that Drake really truly identifies with him being black the way that we think that he does. And
I can agree with you with that.
And I think that with recency bias and how he's done things, a lot of the times he's tried to identify himself with trying to make himself look black rather than just
because he's showing his other side of what he is.
I think that him doing things like trying to get with Future, trying to get with ASAP in New York, trying to get with all the people
black, bro.
in the US.
Yeah, I was about to say,
what the fuck?
When
He's
you're black.
No, I get what Moose is saying. He uses it to his benefit when he wants to. That's what he's trying to say.
Like,
what you mean?
You
like,
wouldn't?
You're black.
It's not saying he's not saying he wouldn't. What he's saying though is like, yo, if you're proclaiming to be X, Y, and Z in the hip hop culture, identify as black man, you're not just gonna use black people, and then when it's time to fight for a cause, whatever, you're gonna jump to this side. Or if you want to be this side, you're gonna fight. You're gonna jump to this side and just jump back when it's beneficial to you. That's what he's saying.
True. You're African, right?
Yeah.
Don't you switch? Oh, I'm African. Oh, I'm black. You switch?
No, I actually don't.
Yes, you do.
I don't.
Yes, you do, bro.
That's not true.
No, I don't, bro.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Right now, you look like a black man.
No, I don't.
No, it's not. I'm not even talking about appearance. I'm talking about your thought processes. Yes, you do, bro.
No,
There's time.
That's different. I don't know.
No. I'm saying there's times, bro. We've had conversations on air about like the differences between the like say Nigerian culture and living over there and moving over there. You've literally told us on air, yo,
True.
This is bad. I don't identify with that because I'm Nigerian. We should go over here and do X, Y, and Z. We had those conversations on air.
We have, but what I've also said in those conversations.
So you're Drake, basically.
Hold on,
No,
go.
what I've also said in those conversations, especially when I've come back from that, I've said
for
that
sure.
there's a majority of things that we go through here, that Africans go through, that's not that different.
No, I
for
agree
me,
with that.
when
I
I
agree
come
with
to
that.
that conversation, a lot of the times I always preface it by saying, "Oh yeah, maybe I could be wrong. That people do experience this." I say that. I say that all the time. People may experience this, but I'm speaking from a standpoint of I grew up African and I grew up in similar specific scenarios as well. Yeah. I've said that, and because I know that because Africans and black people go through a lot of the same things. So now, more recently, I go and say, "Yo, like I'm from Nigeria, but I'm still a black man at the end of the day."
So,
I understand.
if you say what you're saying, basically, so just because Drake is half white, is he white? What's his mom?
Wait,
He's white.
Yeah.
White people don't go through stuff?
No, what I'm saying is
He's saying when it comes to the hip hop and identifying the black culture, the black struggle, and all that stuff. That's what he's referring to. Not the white side. He's saying he only like when it comes to like getting records with like Future, doing shit with 21 Savage, all this stuff. He uses black culture, right? But he doesn't necessarily embody it when it comes to like the music and all the stuff that does. You said what? Eminem's not black.
He definitely embodies the culture, bro. Fuck that, bro. I can't judge. He definitely embodies the culture just because he's not what.
No, I'm saying like I would say you're saying what do you mean by culture? Embodies what culture?
Like I mean, you're saying like he only used black people for his own benefit.
No, that's what the people are saying. Yeah,
a lot of people.
But I'm saying
that.
How though? Outside of doing music,
it's
how?
for example, right? Prime example during the protest, right? How much money did Drake donate? Like $100K, right?
He
donated as much as we know right now.
I don't know. I really don't know.
He don't from what I did my research on. He donated around $100K. He may have donated more, right? But the only reason why I'm bringing this up was because the only reason why that happened was because Mustafa the poet had called him out to do it because he donated like $400 or $500, right? Okay. $100K to Drake is like $10. Like
isn't Mustafa and Drake kind of like
they cool? But what I'm saying is that I'm going somewhere with this, right?
Okay.
It's like when you look at this, he donated money.
Right.
Drake was at no protest.
Okay.
Switching it to the West Coast. Kendrick has one of the most compelling pictures during the pandemic of him at the protest. J. Cole, when shit was going down, he was at the protest, right? Wale was protesting, right? A majority of these black artists, regardless of what was going on,
let him finish. Let him land.
They were protesting.
Yeah.
And I'm not sitting here saying protesting has to be the end all be all.
It's not.
But when you're in a situation where something really resonates with you, you're gonna be outside showing that it resonates with you, regardless of what happens. And that's just my own opinion.
Like
I use that. I
agree with that.
I basically just use that to say that like you're protesting. I'm using the protest. You're protesting to show that you're a part of the culture, right? But if you're not there, and then you want to call Future, and then you drop a song during the pandemic called Knife Talk.
So wait,
you dropping songs with Future. You dropping songs with a lot of black artists. So, it's like, where were you at when it was time to sit here and actually try to?
I get what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
But I'm saying like him donating is not still showing that he's. I'm with y'all. I'm part of.
No, but the donation aspect comes to someone had to call you and force you to do that. Essentially,
y'all saying he forced him to do that.
What
like that's not,
and then also like when it comes to also like your whole camp, when it comes to like all the stuff that's going on around, your whole camp is going through a bunch of shit and you're not even speaking out for them.
Bro, at the end of the day, if my man's called me to say send me some or help for the cause, and I said I'm doing a due diligence.
But I'm saying his point is like, why does somebody have to call you to do that?
But I'm saying, why does he have to go out there if he's sending bread and trying to like do right?
No, but his point is like not the fact that he did his man call. He's like, why does this man have to call him to do that? Why aren't you just doing it willingly if you're part of the culture?
But how do we don't know they didn't have conversations? Say, yo, bro, I just want to do this.
I'll put it like this: when you see a cop do some racist shit to a black man,
okay,
that compels you to want to do something, right?
I'm not doing shit.
No, I'm talking about. It doesn't even have to. I'm not saying go. No, I'm not talking about step in and go and talk to the cop. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but it compels you to speak out.
No,
it doesn't compel you to speak out.
You can't say that because we had a whole conversation about a scenario that when we was out and someone did something wrong to you or whatever it was, and you compelled you to react a certain way because they treated you wrong.
What are you talking about?
When we was at the one spot, you said you got kicked out of the joint, whatever, because the bull did X, Y, and Z, and you was like, "Yo, I'm not."
That was to me. I know what you're talking about. That was to me, but not to anybody else.
Yes, and then let me land.
Yeah, go ahead.
So if you were sitting right there, Need, right, and you seen Chase you seen him getting treated a certain way, it's gonna compel you to do something to help him out, right or wrong.
My friend.
I'm saying regardless. I'm saying
not anyone. My friend. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Friend.
That's what I'm saying. His point in what Moose is saying is that you have friends, you have homies that are going through a bunch of shit. So why do they have to come up and say something to you to do something? Why aren't you just doing it naturally? That's what he's saying.
I feel like when it comes to us as African Americans, Africans, etc., when things be going wrong, whether you African or you African American. It compels you.
Wait.
You starting to? I know you are.
Let's backtrack. No, let's backtrack.
Can we
bring?
Go ahead. So wait, Drake top 5 artists, right?
No, hold on for a second.
Quick.
Right,
top 5 artists.
Right.
Yes.
Top 5 artists.
What other top 5 artists was at the protest?
You said what?
Top 5 artists was at the protest.
Even Taylor Swift said some shit.
She said something. Was she there?
Did she donate?
Yeah,
she did. Without anybody saying
Beyonce has a whole concert geared towards
but that's fine.
Black people and what they're going through.
They donated. He donated.
But what we're
you're missing the point. It's not about the donation, bro.
Now it's not about the donation.
No, you're missing.
You're worried about the action and not the nuance.
There's a difference, bro.
There's a difference in the nuance.
So you think Drake controls that? Oh, I'm not doing this.
He does.
What do you mean?
Drake is the
bro.
Drake can literally do whatever he wants, and Drake can have the emotion. Drake has the power to say and do whatever.
It's not about more, bro. It's not about more at all.
That's what it is.
It's not about more.
No, what we're saying,
bro, you're missing the nuance. It has nothing to do with the action, bro. It has nothing to do with the action.
What I'm saying is when shit happens, when we see injustice happen to people that look like us, you feel away. No matter what happens, you feel away. You still feel compelled in a sense.
Okay.
No matter what happens, you still feel something about it.
Okay.
You may say something, you might repost, you might do something, you might do a little something, you may have a conversation.
And what he did was
you don't have to, but you've had conversations about stuff that's going on. That's a fact.
Okay, that is a fact. That is a fact. But who says he's not still having conversations?
No, it's regardless. But I'm saying regardless, I'm saying you've had conversations about like if something happens in your chat, whatever people are saying, shit, whatever you give your 2 cents, and you keep it pushing, whatever it is.
No. Right. What I'm saying, you're right, but at the end of the day, he still did something for the cause, bro.
But you're missing the point of it's not about the action, bro. It's not about the action at all.
So you want him to be an activist?
No. What we're saying, you're missing the point.
You're missing the point of what he's saying.
What are we missing?
I get the point.
Well, you keep talking about the action. Like Moot said, it's the nuance of what's actually going on, bro. Like I just gave you the example of like, if you see him going through some shit or he's dealing with something, whatever it is, you see him getting punched on, you see him doing whatever. In your mind, what's your automatic thought? What's your automatic thought?
It depends how big the fight is.
Regardless, bro, I'm saying, what's your automatic thought?
I get what you're going.
I'm asking you, what's your thought?
If it's like 10 guys,
it doesn't matter.
You're gonna react. You're gonna react. I'm gonna react.
I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna call it
as a black man, if you see your man's in something going on,
you said it right. They want him to be an activist.
It's not about activism.
You don't have to be an activist. It has nothing to do with activism.
But he's already showing support though. Like it's like my thing is, what more do you want now?
What support?
Because you just set examples like, oh, J. Cole's out there on feet on land. That's Kendrick's feet on land.
That's good for their PR though. Those are those type of rappers. That looks good for their PR.
No, he's saying what he's saying is they actually live that shit. Is what he's saying
because they rap about it. That's their PR. That looks good. It looks good.
It's not
just
it
looks
good. It's not just rapping about it.
It looks good.
Yeah,
it do. But at the same time, it's also not just about that. It's like when you think about like this goes back to the validity of like raps and rappers and like content and how they do things. Right? It's like I have this thing. It's like J. Cole can say certain things because he's J. Cole. He can get away with it. Big Sean can get away with certain bars.
It fits his
brand. It fits his brand. Right? Yeah. And what I'm saying is that Drake puts on the brand of a black man when he picks and chooses to. And what I'm saying is people like Future, people like 21, people like Thug, people like Shorty, for example. Their brand is who they are culturally. It's not like it's a...
You can't say that. You don't know what they are behind closed doors or what you don't hear.
Okay, I can give you that. But we can assume that yes, you can. Based on what they're saying and based on how they move.
That's their PR.
That's what they do.
No, you can base it on their track record and how people around them deem them stuff. Their track record. Look what they've done in the past, what they've done now. You can make assumptions based on track records.
We met me and Chase met a seen an artist in person.
Right.
From his records.
He's not that. It's true.
But no, when it comes to but I'm saying it's not that. You're talking just mute. I'm not just talking. Me personally, I'm not just talking just music. I'm talking about track record.
Multiple.
No, but I'm not talking about just like the lyrics and what you hear them say. I'm talking about how they move, the stuff that you see them do outside of music. You can say someone's track record. You can assume how they carry themselves. Is what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm not talking about records. People can put on a facade. That's the entertainment industry. I'm talking about track record in terms of like he said. He's using the Prostex example. Like if Cole or whatever, obviously his raps are one thing, but like you see him in North Carolina do X, Y, and Z in his community. You see him doing this, and this. So you can assume that he's this type of person outside of the music, and this is how he carries himself.
From pictures and videos.
No. Actions that are actually valid. You know what I'm saying? That's like we're on the pod, right? And we have a character or whatever as we're doing X, Y, and Z, but people see us around doing stuff, and it has nothing to do with our PR or whatever it is. We're just doing it. This means that's just my opinion.
I don't know.
That's just my opinion.
Especially at a stature like Cole, bro. There's definitely a lot. Everything's gonna be for PR, like publicity stuff.
But I'm saying, what if I'm saying the track records though, in terms of that, is like they were doing that before they were megastars. Is what I'm saying. Like if you go back into time, Cole was doing the same stuff then he's doing now, bro.
Because they knew what they wanted to be. They wanted that's their brand. They got their people.
But I'm saying so how do you develop your brand most of the time?
Develop your brand.
A lot of the time,
you have to have a vision to where you want to go.
Like no. How do you develop your brand? Most people, the majority of people. I'm not saying the people that put on
you. Like what do you like?
More specific. Give me
How
like
do you?
Cole
How
type?
do you? No,
Like a J. Cole
I'm
type?
not talking about anybody specific. I'm saying how do you develop your brand, your image, or whatever it is when you go into a meeting, or whether it's a marketing meeting
Camera,
or just
the camera.
Take away the entertainment industry. How you develop your brand as a person?
Camera content.
What do you mean camera content?
Like if there's no camera, there's no brand.
No, bro, you're missing my question. You're missing my question.
No, how do you? No, he's basically saying like
before the camera's cut on, before you present yourself to the world, how do you develop
Yeah.
your brand and your image? What's truest to what?
you.
And then you spin off of that and make a certain image, whatever that caters to that, because
You
it's hard
expand
to
off it, you grow legs.
it's hard to fake a lot of stuff all the time. Some people are good at it.
You're not wrong.
Some people are very good at it, but when it comes to branding and stuff, no matter what you're talking about, whether you're talking about hip hop, talking about rappers, most of the time their image is somewhat tailored to what they do in the real world, as opposed to like you could have certain situations where like Future said I don't pop perks, I don't drink lean no more, that type of stuff. There's probably a certain time in his life he probably ran around people that did that. He's probably ingrained in that type
He
of culture.
definitely does.
But that's what I'm saying.
He definitely does still.
No, I'm not saying. I'm just using an example.
No,
you feel
I
me?
get- I'm
Like,
following you.
but that's all I'm saying. So like, what Moose is trying to say is like, yo, you can make an assumption about somebody based on their track record in the past and what they've done or what they haven't done.
Okay.
That's true.
That's all I'm saying.